Stop politician with a voice made of gold.
Hi everybody, you've just seen a preview of the music video Wrong Place, Right Time by our alumnus artist Ben Davis. Good evening everyone, and welcome to our first virtual alumni concert, Unwind with Webb. I'm Laura Wensley, Alumni Director at Webb, and I'm here with Kathy Fredrich, Vivian Webb School, class of 2002, and a member of our Alumni Council. We also have Lexus Beeman, 08, and Michael Simonelli backstage running our sound and video. To our audience, I have some instructions. This session is being recorded for future use, and we welcome you to use the chat function to say hello and tell us where you're logging in from. I want to welcome some of our new students that are joining us from far away. Hello. And also please use the Q&A button to submit a question during the event, because Ben will be answering questions from the audience. And afterwards, we hope everyone will stick around for our informal gathering on Zoom. So let's get started. Last month, Kathy called me asking if we could organize something for our alumni. That was fun. And I'm so glad that you did, Kathy, because here we are tonight.
Yes. Hey, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us. We are super excited to be bringing live music into your homes, wherever you may be in the world right now. I have the wonderful pleasure of introducing Ben Davis, class of 2011. He is from Redlands, California, and is also a member of the Webb Alumni Council. While at Webb, Ben was a boarder and a member of the honor committee. He was active on the water polo team that went all the way to CIF finals. He's come back to campus to play at numerous alumni weekend games, as well as provide the entertainment during the evening receptions. His sister Mary graduated from BWS in 2019. I believe Mary's on the Zoom. So hi, Mary, shout out to you. And I think there's actually a lot of Davises on the call. So big shout out to all of you. We are so grateful to have Ben perform for us today to kick off our Unwind with Webb concert series. Hey, Ben, how's it going? Thanks for being here today and agreeing to do this.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Hey, family too.
So first of all, congratulations on your debut album, Postcards from Self-Quarantine, that just released in June. Earlier, we got a sneak peek of your music video for Wrong Place, Right Time, which is beautifully shot and produced. What was the inspiration for that song, and what was it like shooting that music video?
Yeah, so that song is kind of unusual. That's the only song that wasn't all recorded within quarantine. The influence for that song is kind of like all those angsty feelings that you have when you're growing up and you're like hanging out with your friends and you're kind of figuring out like how to spend your time and how to spend it wisely. And so as far as the music video goes, I sent that song to my buddy Dylan Stein, who actually went to Webb. We lived across from each other in Kirkhill freshman year. And so I sent him that song and he's like, dude, let's record a music video to this. And this was during quarantine too. And he's like, but let me like think about how we're going to do this. Like, because he was a rule follower. And not that I wasn't too, but I was like, yeah, like, okay, if we can figure out a way to do it. And he's like, yeah, it'll just be me and you. We're going to do it like late at night in Redlands. Like, let's start scouting out some spots. And we did. And we spent a lot of hours in the middle of the night in Redlands, and I'd be like going to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. And usually I'm like a 9 a.m. or a 9 p.m. person. Like, you know, I'm getting in bed at 9 p.m. and then asleep by 10 p.m. And so this was like really rough. So I'd like be taking a nap at 9 p.m. and then waking up at like 10 o'clock or something. And then he'd be arriving and then we'd go scout out some spots in Redlands. And then we'd spend a few hours doing that. And I don't think we caught a lot of the parts, but I'm like dancing a whole bunch and a lot of it's in slow motion. So I'm actually dancing twice as fast as what it looks like.
Yeah, and you guys can all check that out on YouTube. You just have to search for Marsh Davis. But that's crazy that you did all of that just in the short amount of time in the beginning of quarantine.
Yeah, it was pretty cool too. I mean, like props to Dylan Stein as far as doing like pretty much everything himself. You know, he was the camera guy, the director, the editor, you know, it's like crazy.
Awesome. So I know we are all excited to hear you perform. Can you tell us a little bit about your first song that you'll be playing?
Yeah, the first song is Making My Bed, and this is the song that kind of kicked off this album. Making My Bed is, well, for those of you who don't know, for about a year now, I've been back in Redlands. Before that, I was in Arizona. I was the music director at a boarding school. And then I was just like, oh man, I want to make music. And so anyways, I moved back to Redlands, and I started living with my grandpa. And the one kind of rule that he had was like, you got to make your bed every day. And it was like just kind of wise words. And so I've been making my bed every day. And then I kind of wrote a song about it and how it, like, I don't know, just starting to make my bed every day, and that routine led me to kind of rethinking a lot of my own habits, and just, I don't know, where I am now.
That's awesome. Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, and also, I've got the wonderful Andrew Sandoval backing me up on vocals and guitar, and he's going to take over.
Hi, Andrew.
Andrew.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for playing, man. When I don't make my bed, my life falls apart. I know it's not smart. For the rest of the day, I throw it all in that shopping cart. But wait, what did you say? We were good, now we're great. I heard the neighbors say something the other day. We were great, now we're gone. 10 stories high till we met King Kong. We were good, but we were wrong. Life goes on. I could sleep all day alone, never check my phone. I know it's not smart, but the money never meant more than the beat of my heart. Hey, what did you say? That our time together was subject to change. We watched it slip away. We missed our own parade. We were great, now we're gone. 10 stories high till we met King Kong. We were good, but we were wrong. Life goes on. That's Making My Bed.
Awesome. That was wonderful. That was really good. Wasn't that really good, everybody? Not that anyone can answer, but they say it's really good. So what was the inspiration behind Postcards from Self-Quarantine? And how did it come about? Like, can you tell us about the making of the album?
Yeah, so to bring back Dylan Stein, the director of the music video, he actually reached out to me. We had started kind of talking during quarantine, and he reached out to me to write music for a musical that he's working on. And as I was kind of pondering that over, I was like sitting there and playing a little bit of guitar, and then all of a sudden I came up with that song, and I was like, oh man, you know what? Like, it's quarantine, I'm gonna write an album. And so it really came about more as, it's like an object of procrastination. So instead of doing Dylan's, like the job that I had agreed to do with Dylan, I ended up like, sorry Dylan, like I gotta put your project on hold, like I'm gonna write an album. And thank God I'm like not in LA and we're working for a music production house, because they'd be like, what, like you're fired, dude. You gotta get to that job. And so really it is like a work of procrastination, and it's trying to kind of document a lot of the emotions and kind of shared anxiety and angst and idleness that we've all experienced during quarantine. Like there's one song called Where's the Toilet Paper? And that's about, you know, the the toilet paper shortage at the beginning of quarantine. I think most places are pretty good now. And then there's like sprinkled in kind of meditations throughout the album that are supposed to kind of reflect those specific feelings, as well as like the longer songs, which are more on the nose, I think.
Interesting. And then the length is about 23 minutes. Is that intentional? Is that a standard length?
Yeah, that is definitely not a standard length of an album. I think that the standard, whenever you sign a contract to like a major label or something, I think what they say for albums is you have to have like 10 commercially satisfactory songs. And luckily, I'm not signed to any label, so I can kind of break the mold and come out with a really short album and go away from this kind of model of let's release a whole bunch of singles and then release an album as artists. And I find that it's like really tiring, and it doesn't make sense as far as like you're an artist. You're like, shouldn't you continue to be innovating and kind of breaking that mold and like pushing those boundaries? And you know, like if there are any other artists on here, like I encourage you to do that right now, especially if you're not signed, if you don't have certain contractual obligations and things like that, because you know, if you're going to get into the arts, do it. Do it, you know, don't just become a manufacturer. Yeah.
We have a comment in the from the audience, be unbounded.
Yeah, be unbounded, right? That's one of the things that I learned at Webb, right? Is push that mold.
That's awesome. We do have some students and a lot of alumni in the audience, and you were super involved as a student. Are there any parts of your Webb experience that influenced you as an artist?
Yeah, I guess for the first thing I would say is like try everything. As a student, try everything. It's okay if you don't like it. Just keep trying, because if you don't try anything, then you're like bound to hate high school. But if you just keep on trying things over and over and over, then you're going to find some things that you really like. But going on to things that influenced me at Webb particularly is the music teacher, Mark Nelson. And in his classes, he definitely pushed us to like stop thinking about music in terms of I like this, I don't like this, and start describing what you're hearing and start being a lot more specific about the things that you like, and getting that you know, that kind of radar, I guess, as far as you shouldn't just be pinging all over like, oh, I like that, and then it's like, well, what do you like about it? Or like, oh, this is such a good song. It's like, what is good, you know? And so I remember him being really frustrated with us, and at first I was like, what do you like? Why are you getting on our cases about us like liking things? And I thought that was a really great point as far as like, why do you like something? You know, like let's look into that, and like let's be able to break down all of these kind of ideas of why we like something or why we think something is good, or yeah, our preferences.
We have a question from the audience. Emily Kahn, your classmate, want to know if there were any bloopers during the video.
I mean, the whole video is bloopers. I would not say me dancing is me dancing. I'd say me dancing is just a big blooper. And so I think that at first it was like I just started kind of dancing because it was keeping me awake. And then Dylan was like, yeah, like you should do that more takes. And I was just like, oh no. And so yeah, that's so I don't know, just watch the video, and me dancing is just a one big long blooper.
Some pretty sweet dance moves. So let's hear some more music.
Yeah.
Play another song.
Yeah, let's do it. This next one is called Tomorrow or the...
It'll be the next one.
What's that?
It'll be the next day.
Don't do it, don't do it.
The carpet's wet. This feels pretend, like toy soldiers working for the government. My head is busted, I'm bleeding all over. Tomorrow or the next, I'll be sober. I know you'll be mad. You say it's over, but tomorrow or the next, I'll be sober. Broke all your china and I crashed your car. I was passing Jupiter on my way to Mars. When you said you were happy, it seemed so insincere, but I guess that's how we all got here. I know you'll be mad. You say it's over, but tomorrow or the next, I'll be sober. Tireless lover who knows the benefits of getting sober.
That was awesome. Thank you. There's another question I have for you. Who would be your dream collaboration?
You're looking at him. Oh, not me. There we go. Yeah, I love collaborating with Andrew. We met like right before quarantine. I could not have met at a better time, and so we like immediately became each other's quarantine bubble. So like I'm definitely lucky to be able to play with him.
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah, I think Blake Mills would be cool. It'd be sweet to play with some like really crazy female singers, like I don't know, like Adele and Beyonce would be kind of fun. And
Ooh, those are good ones.
I just don't know like what we would come up with. I think it'd be really interesting. And then yeah, Blake Mills, I don't know, like John Legend would be kind of cool. But oh, my buddy Miles Davis, I love playing with him. If we could bring Miles Davis back from the dead, the other Miles Davis, that would be awesome. No, not Paul McCartney. That's a hard pass. Yeah, there's so many musicians where it's just kind of like, I don't know. Yeah.
Awesome. And what's your creative process been like during quarantine? Like, what's it like to be a musician or artist during this time?
Yeah, well, I can talk about my process, and I can talk about, you know, I'm really feeling for a lot of my musician friends. But as far as my process goes, it starts with a lot of coffee in the morning and like getting to that threshold of like the perfect amount of coffee instead of like too much coffee to where you just think the world is ending. But like just enough coffee to like really make sure that there's no way that you're not going to do anything that day. And so then from then it goes on to let me listen to some music, you know, and then I'll start playing some chords. I'll be playing maybe a groove or something, and I'll be like, yeah, this is cool. Let's turn this into a song. And so it starts with just the non-vocal music, and then almost as soon as that's over, or as soon as I kind of got an idea down, then I'll start trying to add lyrics as quickly as possible. And if I don't add lyrics that day, then typically the song won't be made. I don't know why that is, but it just feels like you lose a lot of the essence of what is pushing that song and propelling that song, which is, I think, a lot of that instrumental track for me. And as far as what it's like for other musicians, that are going through this right now. I've been talking to a lot of my buddies, and you know, their income is gone. I listened on KPCC, I think, the other day, and somebody was talking about how a lot of musicians who are touring and things like that, and they're using that for their sources of revenue, and that's how their income is. They're like truck drivers, and there's just no supply chain anymore, and so they're just like out. You know, it's just like gone for them, and I don't know. I feel for them. So if you have any, like, if you know any musicians, like, you know, hit them up on the Venmo or something if you appreciate their music, or find a way to like contribute. If you like, value the arts, especially music, because music is, those live performers are really hurting right now.
We have an audience question from Larry Ashton. He's Webb class of 1970, and he wants to know, when you were at Webb, which musical artists influenced you?
Oh man, John McLaughlin from Mahavishnu Orchestra, and Shakti and his solo album, which is I think like early 70s, called Extrapolation. Yeah, I was all about like that kind of jazz.
And we have another question from Amina Ticho from '04. Along a similar vein, if you could travel to any country to study music history or heritage, where might you choose?
You know, honestly, I think that like there are just so many places in the United States. I'm a kind of a sucker for the music here, so I think that's one of the big reasons that's keeping me here. Is I don't know. I also don't speak another language, so in Spanish, I speak a little bit of Spanish, but yeah, I think for the most part, I like it here. Yeah. SoCal is pretty cool, but it'd be cool to go like New Orleans. It'd be cool to spend some time in New York. And Nashville would be really great. Just visiting, kind of, those are like just totally different worlds as far as the way music is done there. So, yeah.
So are you already working on your next album?
Yeah, next album, I'm hoping it'll be done kind of in a similar fashion where it'll just take a few months to like really boost it out, and then get it going, and I'm working on some stuff right now. And so actually the next song that we're going to do is one that I'm still finishing. So if you guys have any comments, critiques, anything like that, let me know. This next song is more of, I guess, kind of a traditional love song where it's influenced from a little bit of folk, a little bit of country, but then I don't know, a little bit of rock sauce on it too. And just imagine that there's a drummer and a bass player and like a 70-piece choir and full band and all that stuff behind me when we do this, because we are going to get a little bit loud at one part of this. Yeah. Ready?
Yep.
Half a painting sat by the window, watching the years go, turn into one broken landscape, edge of an earthquake. I know what she'll say when I ask if she'll stay. So when she leaves here, her heart won't be mine to break, but it will be red blood and pump her name off my tongue. And when she crosses my mind, my heart won't tug. Tell me a story, paint me a picture, pour me some coffee, and make me a fixture. So when she leaves here, I'll have to learn not to miss her. But it will be red blood and pump her name off my tongue. And when she crosses my mind, my heart won't tell. Yeah, it will be red blood and pump her name off my tongue. And when she crosses my mind, my heart won't stop. So again, that one's still in the works, so all comments, critiques, questions are welcome.
That was awesome. Can't wait for it to be finished.
Yeah, I have, I'm still not certain if that is going to be the final format of that one too, but we'll see.
So I think we were going to do some sing-along with the audience. Do you guys have a couple songs you want to play?
Yeah, we got one, and I'm gonna actually step away from the microphone and feature my awesome friend and great musician, Andrew Sandoval. You want to check your mic real quick?
Are you here, microphone? All right, cool.
And there are lyrics in the chat box, so you guys can sing and dance at home.
Yeah.
If you don't know the first song, you'll definitely know the second one.
Why wouldn't they know both of them?
You might know both of them.
You should know both of them. Okay, sorry. That's a little judgy. Sorry. I get it right. You're so right. All right, sing along. Let me get my strap right. That's not right. Okay. No pressure.
All right, do
here.
it right, dude.
All right.
Is it on there right? Doesn't
I
look
think
like
so.
it.
No, it doesn't feel good. Oh, great. Okay. I'm nervous. I'm not nervous. This is pretty much our biggest show, all quarantine. So. I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions had an echo in so much space. Hey. When you're out there without care, well, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just know so much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. And all that you were having the time of your life. Oh, but think twice. That's my only advice. Oh, come on now, who do you are? Who do you are? Who do you are? Who do you think you are? Ha ha ha, bless your soul. Really think you're in control. Does that make me crazy? 'Cause I think you're crazy. Oh, maybe we're crazy. Probably. Mama heroes hit the heart to lose their lives out on the limb. Oh, all I remember is thinking, I wanna be like them. Oh, ever since I was little, like fun. So coincidence I could. I can die when I'm done. Well, maybe we're crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Or maybe you're crazy. Oh, that's probably what it is. Oh, maybe we're crazy. Maybe we're crazy. Oh, maybe we're crazy. Oh, that's exactly what it is. Oh. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And it's always torn too long. Anytime she goes away. I wonder this time where she is gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. And I know, they'll leave that young thing alone. 'Cause ain't no sunshine when she's gone. no sunshine when she's gone in this house. This ain't no home anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away.
Woohoo! That was awesome.
Wow, that was incredible. I am sure all of you guys were rocking out at home. Thank you, Ben and Andrew, so much for such an awesome performance today. This actually concludes our live concert portion of the event. But before we move on, we just have one final question for you, Ben. What's next? And what are you most excited for?
I mean, nobody knows what's next, right? As far as this country is concerned. I'm just being hopeful and working on new music and, you know, keep an eye open for the next album. And that's about it. And then also, you know, figuring out ways to give back to the communities that we appreciate. So definitely give back to Webb, try to give back to your family. You know, be grateful for like the little things and the big things, right? So.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you all for listening. We hope you all will stay on to continue chatting. Feel free to get up and grab a beverage of your choice. We hope everyone enjoyed our first Unwind with Webb event. And we hope to see you all back here possibly in October for the next one.
Yeah, thanks, Ben, and thanks, Andrew. And a shout out to Andrew for wearing the Rhino Records t-shirt. Bob Connolly, class of '89, noticed that. And I also want to thank Kathy for the great idea and for being a great co-host. And thanks to Alexis and Michael for taking care of all the tech backstage things.
Yes.
And just want to let everyone know that Ben performs under the name Marsh Davis, and you can find him on Spotify, Apple Music, and Instagram. And Michael's going to put up the links in the chat box if anyone wants to follow those. And if anyone has more questions for Ben, I know there were more in the Q&A box, so please stick around and Ben will answer more questions. And I'm going to let all the attendees know that Lexus and Michael are going to request to turn on your video so that we can all be together on Zoom. And if you stick around, we're going to do a surprise raffle. So we hope you'll stay.